Okay. Well, morning, people. How are you? You fine? Okay. See you again. Excellent. All right. There's some people still coming in. Well, we do that. Yeah. Allow me to share this with you. This is the Zoom material that we're going to use in our session. And I don't know if you noticed, but they're the same questions that we answered in the last session, right? When we're looking at the, what activity that we do, right? In near problem. Yes. So, okay. So, see if I can share this. Yeah, I can. Good. Here. Can you guys see this? It's a report of our activity. Yes?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so in the report, I have who was in the class. I'm going to ask this person, Shadow Killer, to write the correct name so we can, so I know who's class and who's not. So the coordination is asking for a report every week of attendance and everything. But well, Now, if you read the material that you got in your website, you saw that we were going to talk about this, like why is it important for people to learn a second language? And we discussed this last time we were talking about it. So I'm just going to, the most popular answer, so to speak, 55% of the people who answer because they think it will be useful in some way for international communication and travel. Okay.
Sure.
Yes.
The screen you're sharing, it says materials for some session. Is that one that you're talking about, or are you sharing a different one?
Oh, okay. Sorry. Let me see. I teach you language. Okay, no problem. Let me get Mariela in here. Okay. Yeah. First, I share the Word document, right? And so we have these questions, and you have that, right? So we're gonna go over the answers that you provided in the activity that we did last time. You see the report?
Yes.
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 Okay. This is what I was talking about. After we finish the Nearpod activity, it automatically sends me a report, so I know who was active and who wasn't in every part of the activity. So it's very useful for me to keep track of your activities. I'm sharing this because maybe you will use it in your classes eventually. We don't know how long the pandemic is going to be, so I'm not telling you to use it, but it's a choice, it's an option. So like I was saying, the first question, and this question you find it also in your Word document. The most popular answer with 55% of the group answering is because, what are some possible reasons for people studying English? It's because they think it will be useful in some way for international communication and travel, international communication, which is it's a nice feeling, it's a nice sentiment. Uh, so, sorry, I prefer to have the names. Okay. Let's see. Anaí Borboya, that you were one of the 55% that answered that.
Yes.
So can you expand on your answer? Like,
Um, because because I think it will be useful in some way for international communication and travel. Yes. What was the question?
Yeah, like, can you elaborate? Like,
Yes, I think people wants to study another language, specifically English, because it is a global language, so you can communicate with anyone, pretty much anyone in any country.
okay, okay. So like international communication, they can talk, especially now with technology and everything. They can just
Yes.
Zoom or whatever, FaceTime with people all over the world, right? Travel, well, it was difficult before because of the economy, and now it's difficult because of the economy and the pandemic. So we're gonna put travel there on the side. But most of you guys, you seem to think, yeah, look, that's is one of the most likely reasons why people learn another language, because they want to communicate with people over the world and because they want to travel. Okay. The other answers, well, we got pretty much like 15%. Okay. I like this, like Ari has a more down to earth answer because they needed to work. Right. Ari, are you there? There you go. Ari Dali. Ari,
Yes, I'm here.
what do you think? You think that everybody or a possible reason is to get a job?
Uh, well, I think because some people might think either in their future, like nowadays, it's English. It's a more common requirement. It gives you more job opportunity, or more chance to get a job. So,
Okay.
yep.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. Right? I ask this question to my students, the Central Idiomas, and I have a lot of people that says because of my studying and because of my job. The only sad part is that they're like high school students. You don't really need that much English to, get promoted in high school. And what job are you talking about? Come on, man, it's nothing like that. Another answer that you got is because they wish to communicate in that language effectively. That's kind of out there. It's kind of not very focused. So I don't know, Yvette, can you elaborate on your answer? Can you tell me more about that?
Yes, I chose that one because I think it says everything in a general way. It says that when we need to communicate where at work, at a new country, or with someone else. It just
Okay.
says that we want to communicate in a different language.
So you said it's kind of an umbrella answer, like for every situation, any situation that may come in. All right, no problem. Blanca, you didn't answer. What happened?
Did answer, it's arriba de mi nombre.
Oh yeah, there's. Oh yeah, it is. Sorry, my bad, my bad. Because I think it will be useful in some way. Yeah, no, why did it? Okay, Carlos, are you there? It's not here. Oh, see, yeah, here it is. Was Carlos or what? How come you didn't answer? What happened?
Carlos was,
Sorry.
I did answer, but it didn't submit.
Ah, you answered but didn't submit it. Okay. All right. Sorry. My bad. My bad. All right. So that was the first thing. Like why do people need to study English? Why are they learning English? So this is something that I wanted to think about because just like you, I mean, in a universe of 20 people, or well, I got 20 here, but I think I got some and repeated like Uliana Jimenez, I got you twice, and Bianca, I got you twice. So yeah, I'm gonna check that. But in a universe of 18 people, over half of you, it says, is useful for international communication and travel. So it's fair to say that your students feel maybe in a similar way. Okay. So think about that motivation that those students have. You know, I want to travel versus somebody that says I needed to work. You know, it's like I have very practical reasons saying I need to work, or somebody that you say, oh, I just want to know English so I can communicate. You know, maybe if I happen to need it, it's better to have it than not to have it, right? That's what you say when you wish to communicate in that language effectively, like whatever may come, right? And then we have the second question, like more personal, like, what about you? Like, why? I mean, think about what we say. Why are people trying to learn English? And then, like, what was your reason to learn English? And I see that most of you have a more personal answer. You know, like I like it. I wanted to know songs in English. I mean, it doesn't fit in the answers that we have here. And I mean, I did leave another reason there. So somebody want to go there and say, oh, I have another reason. I think people learn English because they love it, because of songs, because of music or anything. Okay. Music. I like what Carlos said. My mother told me to, you know, yeah, been there, man. My mother sent me to study, and I didn't want to, but now I'm making a living out of it. Giovanna, your answer is more down to earth. So is Giovanna there? Yeah, there you are. Okay, Giovanna says I had no other choice because I live in an English-speaking country, so I needed to communicate. So Giovanna, can you expand? Oh, Manuel.
Yes. Well, yeah, I had no other option because if I didn't learn it, then I wouldn't have been able to communicate.
Come on, I
So,
mean, come on. Let's be real here. If you live in California, you didn't need English. You know, there are literally millions of Mexican and Hispanic people there.
well, yeah, but it's easier.
Oh, okay.
I guess more convenient.
Mhm. Right. Yeah, it does. I mean, I'll take your word for it. I never lived in the States. I visited, but I never lived there. And everybody has a relative that has been there for years and years and they don't speak English. You know, my dad lives over there. He's a resident, but he has no interest in learning English because he lives in a Mexican community. So yeah, for him is he's got his life made. You know. But you wanted to be better, I guess. Okay, you wanted to like. Okay, Ricardo here, he was forced by his parents. Yes. Okay, songs. My mom forced me later over here as well. Otto. Oh, okay. Otto is a similar situation to Giovanna. I was doing the United States when I was to communicate with native speakers. But Otto, if you could take the microphone, yeah, here. How often did you actually talk to natives? You know, would you say that 50% of the time when you're talking to people, you were talking to natives or you were talking to other, what do you say, Otto?
Okay. The two things happens to me. I would say that the first maybe 4 or 5 years I lived in the United States, I didn't need English that much because I was living and working in a Latino community. So, and it was when I moved to North Dakota when there's a lot of Americans
Yeah.
and a few Latinos is when I just felt the pressure to learn English quickly.
Yeah.
In order
That's
to
when
get,
you actually cross the country, right? You actually cross the border and got into
yes.
English-speaking country. North Dakota, man. Oh, glad nobody killed you or anything. You know, those people are very into the Bible and everything. So I don't know.
I saw bisons, by the way.
Sorry?
Bisons.
Oh, it's a bison. Oh my God.
Yeah, I
Cool,
got to
man.
see some bisons.
That's so cool, man. Now, Uliana here, thank you, Otto. Uliana here says, because I wanted to travel, improve my speaking skills, get more. So I think like Uliana is, she failed? She falls? Sorry, falls. Damn, 7 months without speaking English. She falls into that category, right? Because I needed to work, I needed for international communication, travel. So, yeah, school, no problem. Okay. So I'm gonna stop sharing this and go back to the Word document. Okay. Now, I'm looking at the list for participants, and remember you have a green button, a red button. So when I count to 3, please push green or red if you have actually read the material. 1, 2, 3, go.
Teacher, which button are you talking about?
Which one?
Which buttons are you talking about? In my screen, it doesn't show the
When you
red.
click on participants,
What?
Okay.
you know there's a button.
Oh, no, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
I get it.
It says participants, and at the bottom you have some reaction buttons. Okay, like Anaí, Giovanna, they haven't read this. Oh my God, what's going on? Otto, Algier, Ricardo, they have read this. The rest, either they cannot find the button or my English is worse than I thought. Dayani says like, yes, I have. If it hasn't, okay, that's terrible, people. Okay, Bianca, thank you. Okay, okay. Now I'm not gonna preach, okay, because what's the point? Just going back here with you guys. But remember, the idea of you having the material ahead of time is for you to prepare. So yeah, I don't know, and I don't want you to tell me what's going on in other classes. I don't know if your teachers are using the Zoom sessions to go through the material, like, oh, let's read this together, blah, blah, blah. If that's a good way for you to work, just let me know. But I think it will, it will take a lot of our time. I'm only going to see you like 3 hours a week, and for 40 minutes, 50 minutes at the time. So there's not really going to be enough time to like read and answer at the same time. So that's why you have the material ahead of time. So you can read it, try to answer some of the assignments there, some of the questions, so we can talk about this. Okay, it's that's the way I want to work. But still, if you guys feel like, no, I just want to sit here and listen to the teacher lecture, I can do that. Okay, I can talk, but I don't know if that's gonna help you. Okay, I think it will be better if you read before and then you have questions like, teacher, I read this and I don't know what it means. Like what's going on?
know what it's mean.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to put you on the spot here, right? Like with the poll that we did here, it's just I want to know if you guys are prepared for this. So otherwise, it's going to be like talking to the wall. And maybe you expect me to tell you a lot of information, concepts, and everything. And we will, but again, it will be better if you read ahead of time. Okay? Like I said, I'm not angry. I'm not lecturing or anything. I'm just saying, try to be prepared. Now, going back to the material, okay? We have this, like, why do people learn second language? And then you answer, so it's very good. Because although English is not the language with the largest number of native speakers, it has become what we call a lingua franca. So that's kind of interesting, Arlet. What's a lingua franca? What's that? What is Arlet?
I think it sounds, I'm here.
Okay, sorry.
Sounds like it's a global language, like it's used everywhere, but I'm not sure. Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. I mean, it's yeah, definitely yes. That's the lingua franca, right? Like we have people from all over, and they have to communicate, so they use English. The United States, I mean, I'm sure you have seen that. You have tourists and people living there from all over. The United States is a country made of immigrants. And here we have the definition: lingua franca, language widely adopted for communication between two speakers whose native languages are different from each other. Okay, so that's what we mean by a lingua franca. Okay, like Otto was saying, and Giovanna was saying, we live in the States and we have to talk to people. And I'm sure that you have come across some tourists from Japan or from, I don't know, Turkey or whatever. And you don't speak Turkish, you just speak Chinese. So you have to speak to them for some reason. So you did it in English, right? Because you speak Spanish, the other person speaks French. How you're gonna communicate through lingua franca, that's how. But okay. All right, are you with me? Yes. So let's continue. I thought ones to which is are learning to speak English, but what about you? And then we answer, oh yeah, we did because of that. There are a number of reasons for the popularity of English as a lingua franca, as we mentioned, right? I mean, technology, economy, science and technology go hand in hand. And you know, all of this is published in English. I mean, the internet is coming a long way, but at the beginning it was like, I don't know, 90% English, 10% the rest of the world. Today, I think it's not as high as in the past, but still, very high number of information in the internet is posted in English. Okay, some people learn English because they think will be useful. Okay, international communication, travel like you did. Here they mentioned something about ESP. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know anything about ESP. Maybe Itzel Teresita can tell us something about it.
About what? About the speed.
ESP.
ESP.
Yeah, extrasensory perception. Woman, are you a psychic? No. Can you see the word here? The Word document? All right, so you can read. On the other hand, some students might need English for a specific purpose.
For a specific purpose.
So what do you think that is?
Well, like for a degree, maybe.
Okay,
then,
well that's more that we have here for academic purposes.
Yeah, academic purpose.
If you want a degree, then if you go to an English-speaking country or university, then definitely need English. Okay. So we got English for specific purposes. Most of the time, that's more vocational, you know, for jobs. If you're going to work as a lawyer in an English-speaking country, you have to understand that, to read that, speak that language, so on. Okay, so we have, thank you, Teresa, that was very good. We have all these different reasons, okay?
Teacher,
yes.
What's the difference between a specific purpose and academic purpose? Because it said it was for a degree, and I also thought about that, but you said it's for academic. So
yeah, I mean, ESP or English for specific purposes is usually divided in those two big areas. English for vocational purposes, work, jobs, occupation, making money, and for academic purposes. Like I said, studying a degree, finishing a course, learning how to take an exam, or something like that, okay? So this ESP, like I said, is subdivided. You're gonna see this all the way in the 8th semester, but this ESP is divided in these two, you know, like ESOP, English for occupational purposes, and ESAP, English for specific academic purposes. Just to give you an example, Centro de Idiomas offers, well, the licenciatura, obviously you're there, but also courses on how to take the TOEFL test. That is English for a specific academic purposes course, right? We don't teach them English, we teach them how to take an exam, what to read for, what to pay attention to, etc. So everything is for academic purposes, okay? Now, other schools, they might teach English for specific purposes, you know, like for doctors. So if you're going to work as a doctor, you need to learn all the medical, technical language, jargon, etc. Okay, so that's the difference between one and the other. Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so like I said, there are many reasons. There are many reasons why people study English, you know. So here it says, reflect on your experience. What have been some instances or reasons for studying English that you have encountered with your friends and your family? I already know your reason. You told me, you know, because you like songs, because you like videos, because so many wonderful reasons. But maybe you have a friend that hates English, but he has to take it, she has to take it. Is anybody in that situation? Like, I have a friend, I have a cousin, he or she hates English, but he or she needs it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna ask Paola. Paola, sorry, but somebody has to speak. Diana, I have 2 pictures of you. But anyway, where's Paola?
Here, I'm here.
Okay, turn on your camera because I don't see you.
It's on.
Oh. Okay, there you are. There you are. Sorry. Okay, Paola. So do you know anybody like that?
Yeah.
Okay, don't. If you don't want to be specific.
My cousins and some of my students.
Oh, yeah.
They are like obligated to go to take lessons, English lessons. And I can tell that they don't enjoy it, but they have to be there.
So see, that's another reason. That's another. Let's say some of you did it because you love it, but some of you know people. Oh, I don't know if this was the case for you. You know, I hated it, but now it's like, woo, I love it. I don't know. Kim, you want to say something? I saw your hand. No, you okay? Okay, no problem. All right. Yes. So any other reasons that you have over there, like Otto was living in the States, Giovanna they were both living in the States, so they had to learn it. But maybe you said, oh, I have a friend that has a scholarship and he needs to know the language because he wants to get a degree. No, all right, no problem. I'm gonna minimize it. All right. Now, this is the question that I wanted to get to. It says, do you think the teacher's approach and methodology should change depending on students' reasons for studying the language? See, that's what I wanted to get to. So I'm going to share with you the, where did I leave it? Wait, give me a moment. Yeah. Sorry. No. Okay. Are you there? Can you see?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Now, this is the same activity that we did last time, but I added some more. Let's see, let's put you here in the way. Okay, we did this, we did this, we did this. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, no, my bad. No, sorry. I thought I added that question there, but seems like I didn't. My bad. So let's just do it here, okay? Like, do you think the teacher's way of teaching should change depending on students' reasons for studying a language? Okay, so I need to take a moment and you know, just think about that. Yeah, 10 minutes, okay.
We can comment on the chat here, teacher.
Oh, okay, let's do that then. Let's open the chat and Diane. Okay. All right, so take a moment and think about your answers and then start typing there.
teacher, but the meaning of ways of teaching, it's referring to the methodology or what?
Yes, yes. Like how people teach. Should that, take students' reasons for studying English into consideration? Like to change to, or is like one size fits all? Diane says, sort of. Students may not have the same reasons, so their intentional attitudes could be different. Being aware of the reasons could help teachers create an environment. Okay, I totally agree. Manuel says, I think teachers should not change the way of teaching, but teachers can adapt the class. Okay. Otto says, my opinion, methodology should be adapted for the professional learners and their profiles. Wow. Knowing the reason they are learning gives each teachers with information about the kind of context they're going to perform. Algier says, not really. All the techniques well implemented can help students learn anything. So you can choose. Okay. Giovanna says, like, no, but it could be helpful to know the reasons. Okay. Ricardo says no, because every student has a different reason. That would be very difficult. Yeah, it's true. I think it doesn't need to change entirely, but it should include some of the students' interest, right? Yes. I think teachers could try to get the students interested, maybe do something for them. I think it will be hard to take into consideration every purpose, because everyone has their own. I think it will depend, regardless of the student reasons for the language, that's still there. And as long as that's what they wish to do, then they will answer. Okay. Now feel free to keep adding if you haven't. Please add your comment there, because at the end I'm gonna save the chat, so I can look at it in more depth. But yeah, I think we can agree that everybody has a different reason for learning English, right? So you know that old saying, a como es el sapo de la pedrada. You remember that? You seen that? You heard that? No? A como es el sapo de la pedrada. Like, well, you have to adapt to the situation, right? Like I said, one size fits all is the biggest lie that people have been telling each other, forever. And as teachers, as professionals, teacher professionals, it's important that you know that, it's not one size fits all. But I think Manuel makes a very good point when he says, "Oh, it's difficult for the teacher then, like what's going to happen to us if we have to adapt to every student." If you have like 20 students, you have 30 students, and everybody has a different reason, then you have to adapt your class individually. I mean, that's not practically possible. Okay. The easiest thing to do is one size fits all. That's why people do it. Like, I don't know if you heard this. This is the way I teach, and that's the way you're going to learn. And if you don't like it, my way or the highway. No, you never heard that? Yeah, right. Yes. Okay. And I'm sure you don't like it because some of you are more, I don't know, creative oriented. Some of you are more logical oriented. Some of you guys are more hands-on. I learn by doing. Sorry. And some people like to think about this more. Okay. So all of these different reasons, all of these different reasons behind studying is something that we have to take into account. Okay. Now, remember, the purpose of the course is for you to be aware of those methods that are out there. Okay. But we are living, I'm not really sure where we are right now. Some people call it the post-method era. Like we had methods before, but now methods are too rigid, right? And we need to be more flexible, okay? So it's not about memorizing methodologies or anything, but it's more about learning. How can you reach your students better? And how can you accommodate your institution as well? Okay, remember, you're not uh, the only one making decisions. Sometimes you don't even make decisions. I don't want to go there. But you work for an institution, and that institution has a certain philosophy of teaching, and they want their students, or first their teachers, to follow that philosophy, and they want the students to understand and work within that idea. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do these activities because we believe they work. Okay, uh, so we're gonna follow it in this order and not any other way or so on. Okay, so the institution pretty much dictates how you're going to work. Now, sometimes the institution gives you a little bit of free range, so you can choose how you're going to approach your students' learning. Okay, so that's where your knowledge comes in handy, right? Because the more you know, the better prepared you are to make decisions. Okay, again, it's very easy to just say my way or the highway. You know, like you don't like it, go to another school, go to I don't care, blah blah blah. Okay, but remember, some institutions are not going to give you that choice. Is their way or the highway for you, right? If you cannot work within the frame, within the philosophy of that institution, then thank you very much. Don't call us, we'll call you. Okay, and you want to keep your job. Now, if you happen to be more entrepreneurial, so to speak, you know, if you have your private classes, if you open your own school, then you have to find a way, you know, to express how you're going to teach. So you have to be aware of how you see language. How do you see learning a language? What is the role of the teacher? What is the role of the student? Do I use materials? How do I use materials? Do I do assessment and evaluation? In what way? What role do they play? I mean, once you know this, then you can create your own courses. You can create your own schools. And I'm very proud to say that some of you, some graduates from the BA, they have opened their own schools or learning programs or whatever, and they're working on creating their own way. Of course, based on some methodologies and approaches that they're already out there. I mean, there's nothing really new under the sun, but just letting you know that is possible. That right now, maybe you don't see it because you're still learning, you're still young. But at some point, you might say, hey, you know, all the institutions are closing down because of the pandemic or something, but I still need to work, but nobody's giving me a job. Otto, yes? You wanna? Oh, sorry.
I just watching the. We got 1 minute left, so are you gonna take a picture, screenshot?
Yeah. Okay. So 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. Let me just post it somewhere so I don't lose it. And I come back for it. Oh, there you go. Yeah. You guys are good looking. All right. Yeah, we have less than a minute to go, but I still have so much to say. Now, I'm going to close the session, but then please just very quickly come back. Just give me 5 minutes. Okay?